You see the outline before the ache. You draw the danger before I wake. Aim first, ask later. You hold your breath like a measured line. I feel it cut before it lands in time. Your eyes go narrow, the room goes thin. Every soft edge gets filed to risk again. You bet the smoke, you bet the stain. You bet the sound as if they came with blame. But I am not only the flash you keep, I am the part that learned not to sleep. You look for proof inside my shape. You call it pattern, you call it fate. I try to speak through all the gray. You hear the noise, you mark the rage. You trace the danger first, not the wound, not the word. You trace the danger first. You know the spark, but miss the hurt. I took a human for half a frame. You lock the sight and keep the name. I come in fragments, you hold the line. You trace the danger before you trace my mind. Before you trace my mind. First, danger. Line held, breath held, scene on scene sharp. Your hands stay steady, mine arrive late. Your silence aims a perfect way. You stand so clean inside the doubt. I live where I mean short circuit out. You call it caution, maybe it is, but caution can wound when it always begins with target profile, distance, threat. Before the pulse inside the chest, there is a voice under the glitch, still trying not to turn to this. You look for proof inside my shape. You call it pattern, you call it fate. If I come shaking through the blue, why is the first clean line always you? You chase the danger first, not the wound, not the word. You chase the danger first. You know the spark, but miss the hurt. I took a human for half a frame. You lock the sight and keep the name. I come in fragments, you hold the line. You trace the danger before you trace my mind. Before you trace my mind. Sightline, breath, mind, flash there, scene there, proof, shake, click, play, hold, miss. Maybe you think precision saves, maybe it doesn't. Cleaner days, but I was never a clean straight rate. I am what happens when hurt gains speed. I know your gaze, it does not shake. That almost makes the whole make. Because somewhere in it there might have been another way to let me in. If you aim, I split. If you wait, I spark. If you name, I glitch. If you doubt, I mark. No one stays whole when every entry feels like trial. No one stays soft inside a crosshair for a while. You chase the danger first, not the wound, not the word. You chase the danger first. You know the spark, but miss the hurt. I took a human for half a frame. You lock the sight and keep the name. I come in fragments, you hold the line. You trace the danger before you trace my mind. You trace the danger first, before the grief, before the gap. You trace the danger first, before the ache can cross the world. I come in fragments, you hold the line. You read the risk and leave the rest behind. You see the outline. ask later. Humans remember, but they read me wrong. They knew the child. They hit the phone. I saw your body before I heard your voice. Old shelter moving like it had no choice. You came in close with the line in your bones. I came in late, overloaded, unknown. My nervous system caught your shape too fast. Every soft part turned into glass. I knew that grip, I knew that weight, I knew the love that arrived too late. I tried to translate the room through your face, but every memory changed its place. I reached for the arms that used to keep me warm. They came back sharp, they came back raw. Your hands read me wrong. They know my skin, but not my song. They know the before, but miss the now. They touch the wound and call it how. I overload where you used to hold. I turn to pulse when the touch gets cold. Your hands remember, the hands remember. Wrong, 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 wrong. Read me, beat me, hands, hands, hold me, hurt me, same touch. Wrong code, go, 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 go. You knew the laugh before it broke its teeth. You knew the room before it learned to leave. So why do your eyes count damage first? Why does your breath sound like reverse? I am not only the blast you keep, I am not only the thing that won't sleep. There is a small pulse under the noise, still trying to match the shape of your voice. But every step forward turns into impact. Every old name comes back as feedback. Every stay sounds half like stop. Every home cuts out on top. I try to translate the hurt through your face, but every answer lost its place. If I'm too much for your hands to hold, why do they still know where the child was cold? Your hands read me wrong. They know my skin, but not my song. They know the before, but miss the now. They touch the wound and call it how. I overload where you used to hold. I turn to pulse when the touch gets cold. Your hands remember, your hands remember. Wrong, 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 baby, baby. Wrong, 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 wrong. I know. Wrong, 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 wrong. Grip on, reach, miss, love, hit, you know. I split, you know. I glitch too much, too fast, still here. As I did not come to win the pain, I came because something in me still came toward the sound of you breathing near, like the old world was hiding here. But the old world has no floor, the old arms are not doors. Every limit feels like touch, every touch becomes too much. I am not asking to be clean, I am not asking to be seen the way I was before the flood. I only wanted one part of your blood to know me without striking first. If you reach, I break. If you strike, I stay. If you call, I shake. If you stop, I fray. No one wins a body made of echoes. No one leaves what the nervous system knows. Your hands read me wrong. They know my skin, but not my song. They know the before, but miss the now. They touch the wound and call it how. I overload where you used to hold. I turn to pulse when the touch gets cold. Your hands remember, your hands remember. You just sat down inside the noise. Small hand, soft error. I was all sharp light and bad translation. All wrong mouth, all late reaction. Every room read me too fast. Every face became a past. Then you came close without a question. No clean words, no correction. You looked at me like I was still here. Not safe, not solved, but near. I waited for fear, you gave me quiet. I waited for proof, you did not try it. I waited to glitch the way I always do, but the noise went small when it reached you. You made the error soft. You held the wrong without pulling it off. You saw the spark and did not run. Your beauty touched the noise like it could become something less sharp, something almost true. A little light I could answer to. You made the error soft, not healed, not gone, just soft enough. Soft enough. Soft enough. Soft enough. Soft enough. Small hand, still here. Wrong code, no fear. I did not know what to do with staying. I did not know how to stop replaying. Every kindness used to arrive with teeth behind it, half alive. But you did not pull the wire in me. You did not name the thing you could not see. You only stayed where the static shook like I was a page you did not need to read to keep it. For fear, you gave me quiet. I waited for proof, you did not try it. If I am too much for the world to hold, why did your silence not let me go? You made the error soft. You held the wrong without pulling it off. You saw the spark and did not run. You touched the noise like it could become something less sharp, something almost true. A little light I could answer to. You made the error soft, not healed, not gone, just soft enough. Stay. Small, near, fall. Look, no fear. Nice, clear hand, pulse still soft. I am not clean because you stayed. I am not safe because you saw. But something in me missed the blade when your small hand held the flaw. Maybe repair does not begin with fixing what the world calls wrong. Maybe it starts when someone sits inside the glitch and stays too long. If I break, you blink. If I shake, you breathe. If I laugh too sharp, you do not leave. No one heals a signal in one touch, but one small light can lower the road. You made the error soft. You held the wrong without pulling it off. You saw the spark and did not run. You touched the noise like it could become something less sharp, something almost true. A little light I could answer to. You made the error soft, not healed, not gone, just soft enough. You made the error soft. You held the strange without calling it lost. You saw the girl inside the glitch. You did not ask which part was which. Something less sharp, something almost true. A little light I could answer to. You made the error soft, not healed, not gone, just soft enough. You did not ask what broke in me. You just sat down inside the noise. Small hand, soft terror, still here. Something in the cage still knew the door. Something in the teeth remembered more. Not free, 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 free. changed and not changed yet. The hands are gone, the force remains. Love misfires through muscle and chains. The cage says stay, the blood says move, the teeth say danger, the heart says youth. The body became what the pain required. Why does one soft memory still survive the wire? The cage still knows, the body forgot, but the cage still knows. Under the growl there is something close, a name without mouth, a home without road. The beast is loud, but the wound is old. The cage still knows, the cage still knows. Lock, breath, bone, dead, old, break, name, ache, too much, too late, still there, still waits. Do not call it empty, do not call it gone. Some things keep living after the phone goes wrong. The body can become a locked room, the pulse can become a warning. A name can sleep under the skin and wake without returning. I heard it, not the monster, the memory under the damage. If you open the door, it may not know your face. If you speak your name, it may break the place. If you reach for the heart, you may touch the chain. If you call it home, it may answer pain. No one frees what the body became without waking. What still knows the name? The cage still knows, the body forgot, but the cage still knows. Under the growl there is something close, a name without mouth, a home without road. The beast is loud, but the wound is old. The cage still knows, the cage still knows, the cage still knows, the cage still knows. The body forgot, but the cage still knows. Under the force there is someone close, a hand without shape, a love without code. The beast is loud, but the wound is old. The cage still knows, the cage still knows. Something in the cage still knew the door. Something in the teeth remembered more. Not free, not God still knows. Something in the dark still knew mine. Something in the teeth remembered me. Not safe, not gone. I saw the shape before I understood. Too much body, too much blood. The room got smaller around his breath, like memory came back wearing death. I knew the weight under the damage, I knew the old warmth under the animal static. But my signal split before I could stay. Some things returned the wrong way. I tried to read them through the noise. I tried to find the older voice. The cage moved first, the body shook, but something inside still knew where to look. Something still knows my name under the teeth, under the pain. Something still knows Knows my name. Knows my name. Not safe, not gone, gone. Still there, still wrong. They call it beast when the body answers. They call it hunger when the past comes faster. But I heard a fault inside the breath. I heard a promise under the threat. A shelter bent into a warning. A home locked up inside the morning. The hands were gone, the force remained. Love came back without its shade. I try to read him through the noise. I try to find the older voice. If the body became what the pain required, why does one soft memory still survive the wire? Something still knows my name. Under the teeth, under the pain. Something still knows my name. Not clean enough to come back the same. I hear the old room inside the growl. I see the hand but not the house. Something still knows my name, and that is why it breaks me. Breath, pain, name, will break near too late, or teeth on wrong shade. Do not call it only danger. Do not call it only gone. Some things keep answering after the body moves wrong. I was not looking for the monster. I was listening under the damage. For the part that used to lift the room before the room became a cage. If I reach, it may not know my hand. If I speak, it may break where it stands. If I run, the old name follows. If I stay, the teeth remember. No one returns from a body like that without losing the way back. Something still knows my name. Under the teeth, under the pain. Something still knows my name. Not clean enough to come back the same. I hear the old room inside the growl. I see the hand but not the house. Something still knows my name, and that is why it breaks. Something still knows my name. Under the force, under the chains. Something still knows my name. A broken shelter trying again. I hear the old room inside the growl. I see the love but not the now. Something still knows my name, and that is why I stay too close. Something in the dark still knew my name. Something in the teeth remembered me. Not safe, not gone. Still close, wrong shape. I knew that way before the teeth. I knew the hand before the beats. Old shelter, wrong skin. You stood in front of me. Too large to be memory, too close to be gone. Too changed to be safe. The room remembered before I did. My body knew what my mouth could not say. There was a hand under all that damage. There was a voice under the locked jaw. But every breath came back with warning. Every old love came back wrong. I look for the man inside the force. I look for the door inside the wall. The past moved first, the body roared, and I was small again for 1 second more. You were the hand that raised me. Now I can tell what the hand will do. You were the roof above me. Now the roof comes breaking through. I know the love under the chain. I know the shape why I cannot move. Cannot move. I cannot move. Cannot move. Cannot move. Hold hand, wrong skin, still him, not him. They call it monster when the body answers. They call it danger when the past gets teeth. But I heard something under the hunger, trying to remember how to breathe. A protector bent into a warning, a shelter locked inside the blood. A father shape without the language. Oh, I forgot how to be touched. My fists went quiet, my chest went loud. I knew the loss before the sound. For the man inside the forest, I look for the door inside the wall. If the body became what the pain required, why does the old one still survive the fire? You were the hand that raised me, now I can't tell what the hand will do. You were the roof above me, now the roof comes breaking through. I know the love under the chain, I know the shape inside the pain. You were the hand that raised me, and that is why I cannot move. Cannot move. I cannot move. Cannot move. Hand, teeth, roof, beast, whole, brightening. Still him, not him. Wrong skin, same way. Do not ask me to choose the clean word. There is no clean word for this. He was the place we ran toward. He was the arm around the split. Now the arm does not know its strength. Now the name is buried deep. Now the thing that kept us breathing does not know what not to keep. I am not afraid because he changed. I am afraid because something stayed. If I reach, he may not know my hand. If I call, he may break where he stands. If I run, the old room follows. If I stay, the body swallows. No one finds a father in the teeth without losing the floor underneath. You were the hand that raised me, now I can tell what the hand will do. You were the roof above me, now the roof comes breaking through. I know the love under the chain, I know the shape inside the pain. You were the hand that raised me, and that is why I cannot move. You were the hand that raised me, still under all this wrong design. You were the home before the hunger, still somewhere inside the spine. I know the love under the chain, I know the shape inside the pain. You were the hand that raised me, and that is why I stay too close. I cannot move. Cannot move. My body learned another language before my mouth could say no, not safe, not gone, 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 gone. I carried the ache like a second under the skin. Not mercy, not sin. A pattern open where the pain had stayed, and all my bones begin to translate. I asked for repair, it gave me a code. I asked for a door, it gave me a road. I asked for less hurt, it changed the design. Now I don't know which part is mine. The body learned another language. It speaks in pulse, it speaks in gold. It writes through the nerve where the hurt was old. The body learned another language. Not clean, not kind, something alive. Rewired my spine. I wanted a way to stay human through damage, but the body learned another language. Language. Pulse, not safe. Still mine, still wrong. The mirror came back with a different face. The floor remembered my older way, but I stood too straight for the past to fit too bright. In the places that used to quit, there was a prayer inside the wire. There was a wound that called it higher. I could not tell where healing stopped and where the hunger learned to talk. I asked for repair, it gave me a code. I asked for a hand, it gave me a note. If the pain is gone but the shape has changed, is it still my body that says my name? The body learned another language. It speaks in pulse, it speaks in gold. It writes through the nerve where the hurt was old. The body learned another language. Not clean, not kind, something alive. Rewired my spine. I wanted a way to stay human through damage, but the body learned another language. Nerve, code, bone, glow, step, late, pain, shape, heal, change. Still me, still strange. Do not call it a miracle if it does not ask what part of me it leaves in the past. Do not call it freedom if every new breath sounds like a system earning my death. I am not only what pain made small, I am not only what rose from it all. There is a human under the pattern, trying to know if it still matters. If I bend, it answers. If I break, it sings. If I reach, it builds me out of brighter things. No one leaves the old body clean. No one becomes what they have not seen. The body learned another language. It speaks in pulse, it speaks in gold. It writes through the nerve where the hurt was old. The body learned another language. Not clean, not kind, something alive. Rewired my spine. I wanted a way to stay human through damage. The body learned another language. The body learned another language. It healed the wound and changed the frame. It gave me light. It did not know my name. I wanted a way to stay human through damage, but the body learned another language. My body learned another language before my mouth could say no. Not safe. Not gone. Still speaking. I found the light where you used to stand. It knew your shade. It did not know your hand. Same. 'Cause 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 'c fragile line. You called it mercy, I called it time. There was a room where the theory breathed, where everyone could almost lead. I knew your hunger before it turned bright. I knew the ache under all that lie, but something answered through your skin, like a door that would not let you in. I tried to read you through the glow. I tried to find the voice I know, but every word came back too wide. Every golden answer split inside. The light answered wrong. It bore your face, but not your song. It knew the dream, but not the cost. It healed the wound and left you lost. I reached for you through all that gold, but the future burned too clean to hold. The light answered wrong, and I still heard you under it. Wrong, light still you, not you. Hold loose, go blue. You spoke in patterns, but then I follow you to turn tomorrow into a hollow. Every soft part of what we meant became a system with no repent. I saw the kindness inside the change. I saw the danger wearing the same old promise that pulled us through, but promise breaks when it stops asking you. I try to read you through the glow. I try to find the friend I know. If the pain is gone, but the shape is strange, who is the one who learned your name? The light answered wrong. It bore your face, but not your song. It knew the dream, but not the cost. It healed the wound and left you lost. I reached for you through all that gold, but the future burned too clean to hold. The light answered wrong, and I still heard you under it. Code, hand gone, friend, brain blazing, not still fall, future burn, rain, return. Do not call it salvation if it cannot look back. Do not call it progress if it erases the track of the person inside the repair. I saw you there, I swear. Not fully gone, not fully near. A voice behind the perfect sphere. A human note under the design. A hand still trapped inside the shell. If I stop you, I break the dream. If I trust it, I lose what I have seen. If I call your name, the light replies. If I reach your hand, the future bites. No one says what they cannot still see. No one frees what no longer agrees. The light answered wrong. It wore your face, but not your song. It knew the dream, but not the cost. It healed the wound and left you lost. I reached for you through all that gold, but the future burned too clean too much alive to still belong. The floor knew us, the air went thin. Every memory tried to get in, but none of it arrived the way it left. Love came back with a different chest. I tried to read the hands, the cage, the body holding another age. I tried to hear the names beneath the hit, the chain, the teeth. Something still knows our names under the voice, under the frame. Something still knows our names, not clean enough to come back the same. The hands remember, the cage remembers, the room keeps shaking with what it can. So something still knows our names, and that is why it breaks this way. I knew the touch before the warning. I knew the shape before the morning. I knew the weight behind the roar. I knew the shelter inside the locked door. But knowing does not make it safe. Remembering does not fix the shape. A body can hold what a mouth cannot. A wound can return and still be lost. The old room open with no floor. The old love answered like a war. I tried to read the hands, the cage, the body holding another age. If all of us don't know the past, why does the knowing cut so fast? Something still knows our names under the force, under the frame. Something still knows our names, not clean enough to come back the same. The hands remember, the cage remembers, the room keeps shaking with what it can. Something still knows our names, and that is why it breaks this way. Cage, in shape, hold, hit, breathe, split, old room, long skin, still love, can't get in. Too late, too close, still no, still ghost. Do not call it only violence, do not call it only loss. Some things keep reaching after every bridge is crossed. A hand can strike and still remember. A cage can roar and still protect. A name can live under the damage with no clean way to come back yet. I heard all of it, not his words. His overload, his pulse is heard. His three old lights inside one break, trying to know what shape to take. If I reach, one hand closes. If I call, one cage wakes. If I run, the old room follows. If I stay, the whole thing breaks. No one wins a memory like this. No one leaves with the body still missing. Something still knows our names under the force, under the frame.